and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and this is Scraplift Crafternoon, where a group of my friends and I find some inspiration and we scraplift it. And this week we are scraplifting Cassie Wiscarson, and she makes some amazing layouts. She is a part of Paper Issues on Facebook, and then her Instagram is Cassie Wiscarson, and she makes some awesome stuff. So you should definitely go and check her out. I am going to be using the These Days collection by Cocoa Vanilla, and these papers I'm sharing with you are pretty much the end of my collection. I have 2 more sheets that I am saving for a specific layout. Other than that, I really am almost done with this, which is sad but exciting. So I have some puffies and some different things. I have this picture of my Neff pup, and then I have another picture, and I know her sketch or her layout only has 1 picture, but I'm going to work that out. And I'm going to use this Bow Bunny Terrific Texture stamp where she has these cute little stars. I'm going to use those little dots. If I had some puppy paws, I probably would use those. That's on what I'm on the lookout for. So I've got my papers, my pictures, my embellishments, and this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. So first things first, I am going to fussy cut these picture frames that are from this collection. And originally I thought I would do the little scalloped sides, and changed my mind and just did a straight trim around the inside of that. Now, I do the scallops on that round oval one, but other than that, honestly, I didn't want to. I didn't think that it was important enough because it's the whole point of this layout is the picture, and it's not the frame that is going around, any of the pictures. It's just extra embellishment. So actually, I guess I didn't do it around the round one. I did it around that little square one. So I just decided that I was going to use the back, that orange paper right there is the other side of the frame paper. And so I'm going to use that as my mat, which hers is not matted, but I thought it would look really good that way. So I went ahead and did that. And I just have white cardstock. I inked the outside with black soot. And now I am inking the around all of the frames, which I hope I don't make you watch me do all of, because there's 7 of them. And that's a whole lot of time that I could have cut out. Sorry, you all. So anyway, I ink around all of those. Oh, good. I didn't make you watch the last 3. And this one, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and cut the inside of the frame out. Can you figure out why? So I didn't want to add another full picture to this layout because I love the way Cassie has hers. So I decided one of the frames that's already on the layout, I could try and tuck my little Neff pup in. Now, back in the day, early mid 2000s, I used to fussy cut pictures often, and I considered fussy cutting my Neff pup out of this picture instead, and then like having him in there. Instead, I decided to frame him. I did cut around his paw at the bottom down there, and thought I should have cut around his tail as well, but when I get done, it looks weird, so I cut the paw off. Sorry, Pax. Yeah, it looked peculiar. If I had left the tail and maybe like his backside or something, that might have been okay, but I just decided it wasn't worth it. So I trimmed off that, and I love how that turned out because it's so cute. I am partial, I know. So I am particular about how I cut this heart paper background out. There are some things on that background, the back of that, the banner paper, that I want to keep or try and use in the future. So I set that aside and cut out like a bicycle, some different things that I don't think I'll use. So I take this strip of 12 by, it's about 3.5 inches or 4, not 4 full inches. And I'm going to use that to do some of the wonky borders around my picture. So I am just flipping that back and forth so that I have the yellow layer and then I have the floral layer. And then I'm going to put the whole thing down on a little off kilter on top of this heart layer. And then I have this border strip, and I cut that on my, I almost said Pampered Chef, you all. I cut that on my Creative Memories trimmer, and you can see my little straight blade down there on the bottom left. I had put the Victorian scallop in and cut that little plaid branding strip or border strip so that I had that top part. And so now I am working on her layout. She's got the little strips, and so instead of cutting these completely, I am going to cut the white parts out of the middle so that there's a gap between each of these little strips of color. And I am not going to make you watch me do that. I do it at the top and the bottom, but I leave it connected in the middle, not the full middle, but somewhere in the middle. And now I have got them together, and I'm making faux stitches on here because it looks like there's some stitching on this layout. And I don't know if hers are faux stitches or real, but I was not doing that. So I decided, because of last week's Scraplift Crafternoon, we had done some inking below our cut file. I kind of got the idea to do the same so it wasn't just the stark white behind those little strips. So I'm just pulling some colors that are very similar. I think this is Festive Berries or Candied Apple. It was just whatever was left over on my little ink pad or my little ink dauber. And then I bring in some salvaged patina and her speckled egg. You all, I'm sorry. It's just what was left on my thing. Oh, and then this lemonade is too bright, and I know that. So I bring in the tea dye, and I kind of blend that so it dulls that down some. And I do like that. And then this is rustic woodland, oh man, you all. I dye that. I am going to make that a little, I'm going to mute that a little bit with the tea dye as well. Let's get my words out. And then I add a little bit more salvaged patina or speckled egg, salvaged patina. And then I also add some Stormy Sky on top of that to give it more of a bluey color than that gray-greeny color. And she liked my word. Ah, geez. So, like I said, most of that's going to get covered by pictures and the cluster, but I really just wanted some color to pop out behind this. So here you go. You're going to see just how much of that you're actually going to get, because all of that above there is going to be gone. I mean, there's some peeking out on the right and left, but for the most part, that top part right there where it's so chunky and dark is going to be gone. So I have connected this little picture of Pax over on the side because there was a frame in the layout there. And so I really am not changing her layout. I just put that picture in the frame. So I have these picture frames that I have cut out, and I don't want to put it down to where it's going to get stuck. So I put my scissors in there to keep it from getting tacked down. And then I use these frames that I've fussy cut, and I'm going to put them over here. And this round one or oval one, I decided to put over here. It's a little different than her layout, but it helps cover up that a bunch of that red, as well as the gap between the two pieces that I did all that fussy cutting with. So I'm going to get these little frames tucked in here, and I choose to bring this frame down a little further than I would have because I made a boo-boo with that rustic wilderness or whatever, because there was a big green smudge at the bottom and it looked terrible. So I just put the frame down further, and that's okay. I'll do some journaling on that frame later about this cute little feller. I think that this wasn't Labor Day. This might have been earlier in the summer, Memorial Day, or it could have been a birthday party in the summer. I think we did a birthday party in July or early August. Could have been from there. I think that's So right now I'm doing the clustering that she's got going on with the papers at the top. And I just took some scraps of what I had left and I tucked that in there. And I really only needed a little because if it was too much, it would have come down so far that would have met up with those frames, and I didn't want that. So I actually have a couple extra pieces of that scrap, and I will use that on the next one or two layouts that I can get done with this gorgeous collection. And so there is all the paper layering up there at the top. And then I'm going to get the ink out. And this is Black Soot again, and that Bow Bunny stamp. And I'm just going to stamp pretty much in the same places she has her little stars. Mine's a little bit more in your face than her stars are because her stars were mostly empty, like they're just the outline of a star. But I love the way that looks, that pop of dark color. I inked up this little watering can. I think it says love grows here, grow with love. And I'm sorry, but Pax is not growing anymore, but that's okay. Little feller. And so I get my puffy stickers out, and I was looking to see where her title was, and it's actually on her picture. So her title is up in the top right corner, and I can't do that because Paxi Poo's face is right there. So I put this little pennant that says sweet over here in the bottom left corner, and I decide that I'm going to build on that and make that my title. It's just going to be 2 words, and I think it ends up just saying sweet hello, because look at that face. I mean, come on. My son is like, what is your obsession with him? I'm like, look at that face. It's I don't have a lap dog, you all. Well, I have a dog who would like to be a lap dog, but he's almost 95 pounds. That's not a lap dog. So I'm looking for a round feature to put right here in this bottom right corner like she has in hers. And I find this one right here. It's going to cover a smidge of his nose, but that's okay. And it says, oh, happy day. And I think that that's very fitting. I had another one that said something that was a very fitting thing for the layout, like style-wise, but the wording on it didn't work. And it said something like, I can't remember, but it was something like wherever you are is home or something like that. And I'm like, that's not right because he's my Neff pup, and so he lives with my sister. That's not my home. If it was a picture of my son, it'd been different, or my daughter. So then I pull this little dark colored label, and I'm going to put the date there. And then, like I said, I'm going to put some journaling down at the bottom. So here is Cassie's, or Cassie, oh, I think it's Cassie, you all, Cassie Wiscarson. Wow, I can't even talk. Sorry about that. Anyway, there is her layout again, and here is the close-ups of mine. I really do love the way this turned out. I am so excited that she was okay with us scrap lifting her. Like I said, her style is great. I love a lot of the stuff that she posts, and I was scrolling through her Instagram looking for this layout, and I just kept going, oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. We could have scrap lifted that one. So I'm grateful that she was good with us using this. And I hope you will go and check out her Instagram and go check out the playlist below of all the awesome ladies that hop along with me every week. And I hope that you all will like, subscribe, comment, and have a great day. Happy scrapping.